Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today. Today is February 7th, 2023, and we have a lot to cover today. I want to appreciate all of you guys for coming on today and listening in to Daniel himself. And we have a lot to cover, so we will start diving in. He actually just called, so I have him on the call right now, and then we'll go ahead and get going. And I hope you guys can hear Daniel more. I got a speaker phone or like a microphone that will hopefully pick up his audio a little bit better, because I know that the quality of the prison phone is not that great. So I'm hoping that you guys will be able to hear him a little better. So we'll give it a shot this time around. So Daniel, thanks for calling in. And I just kind of want to go over a few things real quick since we last got on the call. So we're making two changes in these conversations with Daniel. First, we decided to change our planned topic for today's talk so that Daniel has more time to answer supporter questions and hear their comments. We also have some questions for Daniel about his prison experiences. And then next week, we plan to cover with the topic of why the police investigation of Daniel's case was so biased against Daniel right from the start after Jannie Ligons made an allegation. And then second, I want to bring up that this is a pre-recorded video because the prison did inform Daniel that my Facebook Live conversations with him on the phone are being considered third-party calls, so which the prison does not allow. So we did not know that. So going forward, they will be pre-recorded. Daniel and I will have these sessions where I'm asking him the Q&A sessions in Premiere, and then we'll premiere them on Tuesdays, as we have been saying that we want to do. So Tuesdays is still the plan. 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central. The good news is that Daniel's voice will continue to be heard as he answers questions and you learn more about who he is. So please keep commenting with your questions and supportive messages, which we will work on sharing in upcoming videos. So let's jump on in. So Daniel, how was your week since we last spoke?
The week's going good. It's a little bit slow. The weather here where I'm at is a little snowy, so it's kind of slowed down a lot of the activities. I guess some of the staff members are getting late or having trouble getting to the prison, so therefore they're kind of shutting down our movement, meaning our movement to the gym and daily activities. So it's kind of been somewhat slow this week.
Okay, so that's good. I mean, how's everything else been going? As you've been able to do a little bit of gym work this week?
Yeah, I'm trying to go to the gym as much as possible when they have it. I definitely want to take advantage of that every opportunity you have, because you really don't know what the next day can bring. So they call it, no matter how, I guess, tired I feel or want to be lazy, I need to get my butt up and I need to get going. So definitely take advantage of the time that they have.
Okay. So we'll just jump into the questions that a lot of your supporters have asked on the Facebook Live from our previous session. So Jason A. wrote, what is proactive policing? Why did the Oklahoma City Police Department encourage you and the other officers to be proactive police officers? This is based on the question from Jason. And then he also wrote, a lot of people don't understand proactive policing. Their only experience with police officers on traffic stops is for traffic violations for which they either get a ticket or a warning. So what are your thoughts about?
Proactive policing is basically self-initiated police work, meaning that instead of being dispatched a call and actually being responding to a call, you're actually taking the initiative upon yourself to actually initiate self-initiated activity. So, for instance, in my career, that I wanted to make a name for myself, and I was very, I guess, what people would consider gung-ho. And I knew that by having a lot of proactive activity and self-initiated activity, that would kind of set me away from all the other guys that were trying to make a name for themselves. So each month there's a list that comes out that has, how your activity rate is going within your division, and majority of the months that was us in the top 5, top 3 self-initiated proactive police work. And so I think going back to the question is, instead of responding to a call by dispatch, you're being proactive and you're actually initiating activity yourself. So I'm going to these high crime areas to deter violence and deter crime instead of actually being dispatching or responding to a call minutes later and then looking for the suspect or looking for, what kind of call it is. So being self-initiated and being proactive, I feel like that's obviously a better way to deter crime, to deter violence, to make yourself be visible, show your presence, and make sure that, obviously, if there's anything illegal going on, that it would obviously, hopefully, deter that.
Thank you. Here's our next question. So this is a question about Officer Alex Edwards, who matched the suspect description of accuser Sherry Ellis. I can't help but feel this was something bigger and Daniel was basically thrown to the wolves. Why are they not investigating the one officer that meets the criteria that those women described? That's by Robin B., the question.
That's a good question. I feel like obviously that means this officer that was eventually fired or forced to resign matched the description of supposedly one of these women's allegations. And so it's hard for me to just sit back and really understand, well, why didn't they go after this guy that matched that description, who was within that proximity of whatever she's claiming that allegedly happened, but yet they're not doing anything about that. And so the only thing I can maybe think of is politics. Politics come involved. I believe that Edwards was involved with the FBI and another agency, so there's politics right there with the higher agency. The FBI is considered the lead, the top of the top, so to bring that into Oklahoma City and kind of make them look bad, I think that's obviously plays a factor as well. And so I'm sure they probably hindered the situation from getting leaked to the media as much as possible and try to hinder it as much as possible from getting out to the public.
So it's clear the bias of the Oklahoma City Police Department is very clear. They never thoroughly investigated Officer Alex Edwards as a suspect, even though he matched Sherry Ellis's suspect description of a short, 5'9" or shorter black officer, darker than her own skin tone. And then I will share an image right now that former private investigator Brian Bates of Officer Alex Edwards. And as you can see on the picture, right, he is a black guy. And the description of what Sherry Ellis described was matched exactly like Alex Edwards. And so, and after Daniel was convicted, Officer Alex Edwards was arrested and eventually pleaded guilty to soliciting a prostitute and warning her about a national undercover sting operation targeting human trafficking. This is discussed in an article published May 9, 2018 in the Oklahoma newspaper. And then you'll see this also. So as you can see, they look nothing alike. Daniel was the accuser. Sherry Ellis described the officer that raped her was a short black male. Daniel is obviously 6'2", white, Asian, and not black. Yet Daniel got convicted and is serving 62 years for her allegation alone. And then I'll go ahead and show you this other also, which is the article that I was just describing a second ago on there. And hold on, let me pull that up real quick. And share screen. Let's see. Here it is right here. And then as you can see right here, Oklahoma City Police Lieutenant admits giving prostitute information on sting operation. And you can read this article and I can share it later, but it basically goes over how he was basically giving information to a prostitute for Operation Sting that was going uncovered. So wanted to share that artifact with you guys as well. And then so someone else kind of gave a question, a comment, but Lisa M, she wrote, not a real question, but comment. After listening to the Bates Investigate podcast, I learned the alleged victim, Shardarian Hill, stated that Daniel has taken her to the restroom several times while at the emergency room. As a nurse, I know that patients that are being observed for possible drug ingestions, there are cardiac monitors in place. She claims no one checked on her. Question, if that were true, who unhooked the monitors for all those bathroom trips? Complete BS that anyone would believe that allegation ever happened. Daniel deserves to be free from prison, and all these women and corrupt officers deserve to take his place. So that was from Lisa M. Another question that Joel J has is, Daniel, to your knowledge, has Kim Davis attempted to take this case on the dog and pony speaker circuit since her retirement? So Detective Davis, sorry, go ahead.
From my understanding, I believe that she has. I feel what was relayed to me is that she had a possible speaker conference in Texas where it was basically glorifying my case. And, it brings a lot of frustration on my end because here's a detective who ultimately I believe is corrupt, and I believe that is very tunnel vision, very much in her own way. This was a detective during the trial that really posted on stating in trial that she's the one that wrote the Quick Crimes Actual Manual. And so, this was a lady that definitely was her way, how it's being thought it out, how she wanted it to obviously orchestrate the case, and it was her way or no way. So it's just basically just spreading false awareness and going to these conferences and glorifying her, and it's something that she just really just tunnel vision orchestrated the case, just hoping, just to go out with a bang. And obviously she's collecting on, my wrongful conviction, and getting praised by all these people from these, justice reforms and justice conferences. So it's definitely frustrating on my end.
So, Detective Davis did attempt to speak with Daniel's case at a conference. She was lined up to be a speaker along with Detective Rocky Gregory, and prosecutors Galen Giger and McConnell at a Texas convention on crime in April 2016. But Detective Davis eventually declined for family reasons. But Detective Davis did give a 30-minute interview, as you can see, I'm playing it right now, about Daniel's case that was posted on YouTube 4 years ago by Education Alive, where she answered questions about the case. So I'll be sending the link inside of the chat so you guys can go back and refer and watch another interview that she's so proud to give on Daniel's case. So, and then another note to note is Detective Davis also got an award for $1,000 from an organization called the Committee 100 as a result of her work investigating Daniel's case. This was revealed in her deposition. And also the Oklahoma City Department Awards banquet prepared an award for Detective Davis as well. So I wanted to definitely show you guys that. And let me stop that. And let's see. What else do we have? I wanted to cover. Let me see what this one is. Let me close that real quick. I have another artifact I want to pull up for you guys. So here's the speech conference agenda, I guess you could say. So let me share that real quick with you guys. share screen. And right here, this is actually, let me zoom in a little bit more so you guys can see. So this was from April 6, 2016, where she did a prosecution speech, 11th annual conference on crimes, April 2016. And then another one, let's see. I think I can go over one more. This is another 11th conference on crime against women conference where Daniel's case was also discussed. So let's see. Let's jump to another question that we have. So question from Susanna R. What can we do for him? What does he need and how can we help? So Daniel, how would you like to answer that? How would you like your supporters to be able to help you and what do you need?
I think just to start what we're doing right now and really addressing misconceptions and myths is a great start. Hopefully we trend to get more positive feedback and hopefully spread more awareness. And so that's the biggest thing for me is be able to reach the public, especially the public opinion, and correcting those misconceptions and correcting those myths and putting the facts out there. Where people actually are spreading awareness about facts instead of non-factual evidence or non-factual myths that usually goes on with these big YouTubes or these big documentaries. And so that's the hardest thing I think I see on my end is trying to correct those, because as you misinform the public, it's really hard to change that narrative and really get them to understand or be open-minded after their minds are skewed with false information. So also I think that it's always great to definitely in a sense, put pressure on these higher political figures. Again, I'm really interested. I'm really excited to see what the new DA does. Definitely believe that she's not corrupt. Definitely believe that she is a true professional. And definitely, hopefully, and pray that she listens to my case and opens back up my case. And she definitely has background into the Innocence Project and has familiarity with the wrongful conviction area. So what we're doing right now is definitely great and it's awesome, and I ask that everyone continue to join in and continue to definitely spread awareness.
All right. Your phone is probably, I'm thinking, going to hang up. So unless we keep going. So, well, I'll go ahead and ask the next question. And then if it needs to call back, you can call back. But the next question from Crystal W is, do you have any certain Bible verse you read every day to keep you motivated? Seconds remaining. All right, call back. Okay, bye. All right. So in the meantime, until he calls back, I wanted to show a few more little biographies that they gave out during the conference. So as I showed on the previous screen, it went over Rocky Gregory and then, Galen Giger and Rocky Gregory. And then this one, I'll make it zoom up a little bit bigger so you can see it. And then now this one goes over Kim Davis. Says she's a 29-year veteran with the Oklahoma City Police Department. She spent 11 years in the patrol division, 3 years in an undercover capacity, and the last 15 years as a detective in the sex crime unit. She develops and teaches sex crime investigations to several entities, including the Oklahoma City Police Academy and CSI investigators in Oklahoma, the investigation prosecution of Oklahoma City Police Officer Daniel Holtzclaw. But it's interesting, right? She's been a 29-year veteran with the Oklahoma City Police Department, 15 years as a detective. And yet, as you guys probably have seen in the documentary with Michelle Malkin and also her other interviews that she's spoken about, she claims she doesn't know how to use a recording device on her phone. All you do is click record button on your phone and you can record. She claims she doesn't know how to use that, which I call complete BS. She claims that she also didn't record Jannie Ligons interview at the at the emergency room, but yet she was investigating a sexual assault against a police officer, and yet she didn't decide to bring when she left her house a recording device. I call another BS on that one too. So as Daniel calls in, just wanted to go over that stuff. And then next one is Lori McConnell. So she is the prosecutor also in Daniel's case, along with Galen Giger. So Lori McConnell is an assistant district attorney with the Oklahoma County District Attorney's Office. As part of the Special Victims Unit, she prosecutes cases involving sex crimes and crimes against children. She's involved in the investigation and prosecution of Oklahoma City police officer Daniel Holtzclaw. So I wanted to go over that. And I know that we didn't go over Galen Giger's or Rocky Gregory, but Galen Giger is a prosecutor in the Oklahoma County's DA's office. In over 17 years, he has prosecuted cases ranging from juvenile delinquency, let me zoom up a little bit more, to capital murder. He has handled hundreds of cases involving physical and sexual assaults and dozens of adult and child homicides. Currently, he is the team leader for the Child Abuse Sex Crimes Division and is the primary contact for all sex crimes, child abuse charging decisions in Oklahoma City. The investigation and prosecution of Oklahoma City police officer Daniel Holtzclaw. And then we have Detective Rocky Gregory. He's a 16-year veteran with the Oklahoma City Police Department. Detective Gregory has been in the Investigations Bureau for the last 9 years, including SVU sex crimes. He is currently assigned to the Homicide Unit, the investigation and prosecution of Oklahoma City Police Officer Daniel Holtzclaw. So Daniel's calling back in right now, so let me answer this call. All right, so when they call from the prison, they have to call multiple times. I have to hit the accept button multiple times, sorry. All right. So he is back on, so we can go ahead and get going on the next question. So I have a question from Crystal W. She asks, do you have any certain Bible verses you read every day to keep you motivated? Can you speak a little bit clearer?
I'm not hearing you real good right now, but at prison we were given this scripture text date book, and so it's basically just a calendar. And I saw something today that was pretty interesting to me, and it's just a short scripture verse here by Matthew 17, verse 20. It says, if you have faith as a mustard seed, nothing will be impossible for you. So that really hits home for me, given the circumstances and situation of my case and where I'm at. So a lot of things is faith-oriented, faith-based on my end. So that's something I definitely believe in, and that's something that scripture that definitely hit home to me. And so that's something that I feel like really gets me going and keeps me motivated.
Thank you. Let's see. The next one is from comments. So you have a chance to reply. So there's a few comments that people wanted to share because I know that a lot of them have been questions, but these are actually comments. And so I'll give you a chance for you to reply if you want to on any of these. So Juju said, Daniel, when you get out, I'm taking you out to a huge steak dinner, bro. I pray for you all the time. Keep your head up and keep on keeping on. You will be free again someday. I know it.
I will definitely pick you up on that steak dinner. One of my bucket lists is to go to Texas. They usually have like a big old Texas restaurant steak dinner. And if you can eat the whole steak, which is like a humongous, couple pound steak, within a certain time, you get it for free. So that's on my bucket list. So I definitely want to try to attempt that and hopefully conquer it and see if I can take it all down and get a free steak.
Well, I think you have to eat the steak plus the sides, all the sides that it comes with. I think it's like a baked potato, a salad, and I don't know, everything else. But I'm sure you can do it. From Lori B, she said, please tell Daniel we have many praying for him. We believe and support him. JCT wrote, I've been following your case since the beginning. Continue to fight. We believe in your innocence. The truth will prevail. Mike M wrote, it would have been so nice if Daniel just wearing a body cam this whole time. Do you have anything on that, Daniel?
Well, that comment is that, it just wouldn't have dash cams or body cams at the time. Obviously, that would have been great. That would have definitely supported my innocence and definitely defended me. So, yeah, I wish we had it too. So,
yeah, it definitely would have cleared up a lot of these false allegations. That's for sure. Barry E wrote, Barry from Shark Bay in Western Australia here. Daniel, I pray for your freedom, mate. Keep strong and chin up. It's awesome seeing a lot of these comments from people that are outside of the United States. I see a lot of people from Canada, the UK, Australia. So, I mean, Daniel's case has made it around the world, and there's a lot of support from people, not only just in Oklahoma, but literally around the United States and around the world. So it's pretty awesome to see the support coming in. Melissa M wrote, never, ever, ever give up on letting light into the dark places. We are with you. And then one of your friends from high school, Skylar Burns wrote, I love you, D-Claw. And let's see.
I appreciate that. Definitely, it's nice to hear from some old friends and definitely from the hometown friends. So I appreciate that, guys.
So let's see. Here's questions about prison. So we have some topics about prison to ask about you, Daniel. So this will help learn about the realities of prison life. So, we've heard prison inspires creative cooking. So what are some recipes you have created or learned from inmates? For example, I know you like those prison burritos. So can you tell your supporters what prison burritos are?
Yeah, we're fortunate enough to be able to order canteen, which is once a week. And for where I'm at in this facility, it's every Wednesday. So that following Wednesday, they'll hand out canteen. So traditionally, I like to buy fixings if I'm blessed to have that money, fixings for burritos. And so if I would make this, and that's what I kind of wanted to do if I was able to have a video. I actually wanted to make this in front of you guys because I think that would be very interesting for you guys to see on the outside. Is that, the items that we make, you have to be really creative in what you make because our selection is not, obviously, it's not a grocery store, it's not everything that you can imagine. So we have to be very creative on what we make and how we put things together. So there are some summer sausages that we can order, but there's not a whole selection of it. We'll use some refed beans. We have a selection between white rice or cheesy rice, and usually, obviously, the cheesy rice is a little bit more flavored and tastes better. Within the sausage, try to marinate it. You try to throw in some barbecue sauce, mix it up, marinate it with the barbecue sauce. We also have, we're allowed to get sweet and sour sauce, which is pretty good to throw on there. We don't get fresh vegetables or anything like that. Usually, traditionally, a lot of the items that we get is all like high fat, high processed foods. But we can get tortillas. We can get, let's see what else we put in there.
Your hot sauce?
We put some hot sauce, yeah. It's got a fresh selection, but we can get some hot sauce and chili beans. So I wish, again, like I said, if we had a video, I think you guys would be blown away. I think you guys would love it. To see how we make these burritos. Probably would look pretty appetizing to you guys on the outside, but for us, it's pretty good. It's like a 5-star cuisine meal for us. So, yeah.
Daniel, speak a little bit further from the speakerphone. Can you speak a little bit further because it's kind of getting muffled?
Just saying that, again, you have to be very creative in how you make your food and your spreads and everything.
Okay, I can hear you a lot better. So whatever you're doing now, keep doing that because I can hear you much better. So another prison food question. We have heard tales of the many ways pickles are used in recipes. So would you like to tell us about your creative use of pickles in recipes?
Well, pickles is seasonal, so around Christmas time, you're actually given pickles, and it's not fresh pickles; these are actually in the plastic bags, sealed up. And pickles, believe it or not, is pretty good on everything. The big dishes and spreads that are in prison are the burrito spreads and fish dishes, and then probably your third best one is probably nachos. And believe it or not, pickles, chopped up pickles and nachos is pretty good. They have that crunchy text, a little better texture, and flavor is pretty good on it. So anytime you have a new item that comes, which is, again, seasonal Christmas time is during the time the pickles are available for us to get, I definitely try to load up and stock up on them because I know that they'll only last for a good month or two, and then they'll be sold out and you can't order them again. So it's definitely a blessing to obviously be able to get. It's a blessing to put it on your spreads and add more flavor and something different than what you're traditionally used to eating all the time.
All right. Yeah, I like pickles too. So I'm glad that you can at least get them at least seasonal. So that's good. Another question is, do you ever share food with other inmates in the pod?
There are some guys that throughout the time you're down, whatever time you have, you try to, you get these little circles, these little cliques that you probably hang out with guys, and traditionally in prison, it's kind of said that there's not, I guess, really true friends. You see a lot of deals with character flaws and stuff like that. But
speak a little bit further from the microphone, please.
Throughout my time, I've been able to come across a couple guys that have good core values, good character, traits instilled in them, and so I'll make some spreads with a couple guys. Actually, today I'm actually doing the fish dish with a couple guys today. So after this phone call, I'll eat that.
Okay, so how about you said it's a fish dish?
Correct, a fish dish.
Well, do you want to explain what it is?
Fish dish is jack mackerel, which is in the pouch. And a lot of people don't like the jack mackerel because they say it tastes like crap, but it's actually probably the healthiest and the best source of protein that you can get in canteens. Also meaning as more bang for your buck. So it's a pouch that has jack mackerel in it. Usually guys will open the pouch, obviously, pour it in a bowl and clean the fish because there's some bones in it. I really don't care. I don't care how they fix it up. Pretty much I'll eat anything, but they'll clean up the fish and take out the brine in there and the bones. Usually a lot of guys like to use cheesy rice instead of white rice. There are also pork cracklings, which are also in chicharrones, also known as chicharrones, and so they crumble off those, put them in there. If you have pickles, chopped up pickles, obviously really good with the fish dish. Then marinate the sausages. We cut up some tender sausages and put in there with some sweet and sour, hot sauce, And there's actually this kind of, I have it right here, it's called a holding stock. And if you're get an access package, you can buy this holding sauce, which is really good into your fish dishes. And maybe go on the side of peanuts as well. A lot of guys like peanuts in the fish dishes, add a little crunch and flavor to it. So that's traditionally your fish dish for you.
So you just mentioned the access package. So what is the importance of the access package? Because a lot of people don't know what that is. And then what are your favorites that you've had so far? And then anything else about them that you want people to know about access packages?
Access packages used to be quarterly, and there's a limit to how much you could buy. And so whenever that COVID happened, they were implementing that you can order it now every month now. So instead of quarterly throughout the year. And you're allowed to have a $50 limit each month. And if you're lucky enough, you're able to order these items that are not sold in prison on your weekly canteen. So a lot of guys like to do this because obviously anything new in prison that is not what you do on your traditional day, your routine day, is exciting. You know, it's exciting, it's new, it's different, and so different is always good in prison. And so actually gives you a large variety of hygiene, body washes, which they tax you for. So for instance, a name brand Axe is going for $12.95, maybe $14.95, and you probably get it on the grocery store, your local grocery store, or Walmart or something for $4.95 or $3.95 or something like that. So it definitely makes their money off you. That it's just another way to get a different variety of items that you don't get from the weekly canteen.
So we only have 5 minutes left, I think. So I have 2 more questions left for you. So what makes an incarcerated person have high status and respect in prison? For example, I know someone who never stitches, or what makes a person gain respect in prison?
Well, respect is probably a big subject I could go on for probably a whole session of talking. You know, a lot of things in prison society is a lot different than the outside world. Respect goes a long way, and there are actually, believe it or not, there are rules and politics in prison that it's hard for people on the outside to understand. And so, obviously, where I'm at, due to the nature of the case and due to the nature of the alleged, charges and being wrongfully convicted, they put me in an area where it's more protected, obviously. And so, there's a hierarchy of, I guess you could say, crimes that are not really acceptable in prison and that are looked down upon. And so, my time during here is, highly publicized, high-profile case, but I also am very respectful and know how to carry myself and know how to do time. So a lot of guys don't know how to do that, and in prison, if you disrespect someone, that's something that you have to deal with inside here. I'm not going to articulate any more further than that, but I give people respect, and that's how I'm supposed to be giving back to me. So respect is earned, it's not given. That's the same thing on the streets, but there is definitely politics within prison. There's very hostile, dangerous place in prison, and so guys around here need to learn how to be respectful, treat people with respect, and that can go a long way as far as doing your time right.
Next question is, what have you learned about your ability to endure and survive from being in prison?
Well, this is another question that was probably a long time too. Is, just the mind. I think the biggest thing is your mind. psychological factors that come into play, learning that how to handle adverse situations, learning how to overcome adverse situations, because that's going to happen throughout your time in prison if you ever come to prison. There's going to be a time where there's guys that want to test you. There's guys that really will try to extort you, try to do something to you to see how you respond. And it's a bunch of wolves and sheep. That's a good analogy, I guess, if you try to understand. Guys are going to see how you respond, and then they'll watch and pay attention on the tier and pause. And so if you don't stand up for yourself, if you don't act in the appropriate manner, I guess, in prison society, then that could be a bad thing, and you might be considered sheep. So there are a lot of things that to learn as far as to carry yourself.
Hey, Daniel, I don't want to cut you off, but I know you only have like another minute or two left, so I want to let you have the floor and, give your supporters whatever comments you have left to say.
Again, those back to questions. I wouldn't mind elaborating and articulating more, because I think on the outside, a lot of people.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
It's interesting and intriguing, and that's something that I in my book that I'm writing, that it's going to be a real big deal, because there's a lot of factors that come into play, especially your psychologically, your mental mindset. So again, guys, 30 seconds about to come up. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Please continue to tune in next week.
You have 30 seconds remaining.
Continue to grind and continue to keep showing up, guys, and continue to spread awareness. And I appreciate you guys. Love you guys so much. Continue to hit me with questions. The floor is open. This is raw. This is how it's supposed to be. And I love this interaction that we have going on. So, again, guys, love you guys. Continue the awareness. And I'll see you guys next week, okay? Much love. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Love you. Bye-bye.
Love you. Bye-bye.
All right. Before you guys drop off, I wanted to share a video real quick, because I know we've talked about Sherry Ellis a little bit. And I know some of you guys may be new to here, so I wanted to still at least share with you guys. Let me see if I can share my screen real quick. So share screen. I want to share this video real quick with you guys. And it's Sherry Ellis describing her alleged attacker, the officer that supposedly raped her. So hold on one second.
And there's Sherry Ellis, someone the jury believed, even though she told police her attacker looked nothing like Daniel.
Tell me your description of him.
He's black.
He's black male.
Muscular.
How tall, could you tell? You're pretty tall. How tall are you? How tall are you?
5'11".
Is he taller than you or shorter than you?
Like right here, maybe. Like that.
So you think he's shorter than you?
Yeah.
So I wanted to play that little video, and I've posted it also on Daniel's YouTube channel, but then also on my Facebook. But if you want me to post it again, just message me and I'll send you the video link to it as well. And let's see a few other things before we get off here. So our next Q&A will be basically, our next session, which will be February 14th, will be why were the Oklahoma City Police Department detectives so biased against Daniel right from the start? After Jannie Ligons made allegations, Detective Davis believed her even before interviewing Daniel. Detectives knew false allegations against police are common. Why didn't detectives realize that their investigation methods encourage wrongful allegations against Daniel? Detectives are charged with the following. The evidence is the search of the truth. So why didn't they do that in the Daniel Holtzclaw's case? So please join us next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Pacific. That would be 9 p.m. Eastern for our next Q&A session with Daniel. So let us know in the comments the additional questions you have. And then action steps for listeners. So I know we have just a little bit more time to discuss this. So if you guys don't mind me going over a few, I know a lot of you guys ask, like, what can you guys do for Daniel? So please help spread an awareness of Daniel's innocence by signing and sharing the petition we started for him at change.org. All of your comments on Daniel's petitions are emailed to him. So he actually does read all of the comments that you guys get. Sorry, they're not emailed to Daniel. They're either JPay to him or we snail mail it to him. So he doesn't actually have email. We encourage more people to tune into these Q&A sessions, which can be live on Facebook, pre-recorded on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. You can go to my Facebook URL, which is, facebook.com/Jennifer.Holtzclaw. My YouTube account is underneath Daniel Holtzclaw. You can just look for his name and you'll see a channel that is on there. You can learn more about Daniel's case at these website, which is freedanielholtzclaw.com and holtzclawtrial.com. That is put on by former investigator Brian Bates. Another thing that you could do is contact filmmaker Joe Berlinger. We asked him to do a documentary or pitch to Netflix about the wrongful conviction of Daniel Holtzclaw. And then if you want to write Daniel, what you can do is you can write him at his new address, which is Daniel Holtzclaw. It's at P.O. Box 8045 in Moore, Oklahoma, 73153. And I'll add all of these links and everything below on the comments as well. And then if you guys have any questions, feel free to put any questions, comments that you have for Daniel, for me. If you want us to answer whatever, please just let us know. And I think that's all for today. So I think we covered a lot. I'm glad you guys got to hear from Daniel again. And once again, we're sorry that we didn't get to cover what we wanted to cover today, which was going over why Oklahoma City Police Department didn't really fully investigate Daniel's case to the extent that they should have without, blinders on. So because of the pre-recording that we have to do, we had to switch it up a little bit, but we should be prepared for next week. So we'll see you guys then. And once again, thanks for tuning in. Thank you. Bye, everyone.